Welcome to
No fucking filter.
It'll be fun.
This episode is sponsored by Together We Co.
Together We Co. is a business management and virtual assistant service for photographers started by photographers.
They offer monthly subscriptions and standalone services including post-production, blogging, admin, image curation, website updates, and so much more.
We are happy to offer our listeners 20% off your first service by entering code 20%.
You can follow them on Instagram at togetherwe_co, and you can visit their website at www.togetherweco.com and enter code 20%.
Just to confirm, that's 20%?
20%, Lisa.
Sign me up. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be potting right now.
I know. It feels so good to be back in these chairs and chatting with you.
I know. I feel like we have so much to talk about. It's honestly hard to narrow down what we want to talk about in every episode because we have so many ideas.
Yeah. And this one's more, I think, focused towards brides today, which is really cool. We're excited to be sharing.
It could be for anyone. Anyone that's having their photo taken or anyone
actually,
that takes photos.
This is very true. In any scenario, in any shoot. So today, we are going to be talking about candid photos.
How to get number one thing people ask for.
Yep, exactly. How to get them and what to expect and what are candid photos. We're going to dive into it and chat about some do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm. Everyone wants a candid photo, but they don't necessarily act candid.
No, exactly. And actually, I'm going to bring up Jasmine recently posted a post that said couples that are
in love photograph well.
Yeah, which just kind of is a base to explain kind of what candid can be, right? Like if you guys are not together and whatnot, or not, like interacting with each other, it's hard to get those moments of you guys doing that without telling you to like go over,
go be candid,
So, but what are candid photos? Like, what does candid mean to you?
Yeah, candid to me means emotion, like genuine emotions. And that's my favorite thing to capture. I would definitely describe myself as candid. Most people that reach out to me describe my photos as candid. So for me, that means kind of just letting people be who they are, not giving them too much direction, not posing them too much, kind of just letting them interact so I can get those genuine smiles, tears, laughter, goofing around, whatever it is.
Yeah. Candid, unposed, undirected. But we're going to look up, what does candid
Oh, okay. Pulling out the dictionary.
Candid meaning, okay? So to the dictionary, candid means truthful and straightforward, taken informally, especially without the subject's knowledge. So those moments that they don't even know that we're capturing, right? And then it says, it is better to let the photographer mingle among the guests and take candid shots. Wow,
yes.
Thank you, dictionary.
Thank you, dictionary.com. Shout out.
We'd love to do that.
Yeah, we love that.
No, they're being a fly on the wall, right? Actually not knowing where your photographer is, but there they are getting all the moments, right?
Would you describe yourself as candid?
I am, for sure, and I love those moments. But I think throughout a wedding day, I'm a little bit of both. Like there's parts during a wedding day where I'm definitely like, I'm not saying anything. And I've had, early in my career, I had a couple come to me and we were having a little meetup to see if I was the right fit. And they said, we were just recently at a wedding. At the ceremony, the photographer said, I can't remember what they said, that he had said to them or whatnot, but they basically gave direction to the couple during the ceremony, interrupted it. And I think it was like walking down the aisle too. They were like, look over at me, smile. Like, and it was like, what?
Wow.
That is just, they were like, that's not the type of person we want at our wedding. And I was like, I've never spoken a freaking word during a ceremony.
No.
That's crazy. So, yeah, I feel like definitely times to not be directing.
Yeah.
But
I think just knowing how both of us shoot, I would say I'm super candid.
You're very
I don't direct a
candid.
lot. You direct a little bit more. And
I do.
Honestly, I think your couples love you for that because there are things that look really beautiful. And honestly, once you give them a direction and kind of just let them settle into it, then they act how they're going to act.
Yeah, exactly.
But we've all seen the photos of people jumping in the air. I always pick on that one because it's just so brutal and so opposite of what I ever want to do.
Totally.
That's not candid.
No, exactly. And so kind of let's walk maybe through a wedding day and just kind of talk about how certain times can become more candid and what you can do as someone wanting candid photos, because the main thing is being in the moment. Yeah. Like enjoying your day and not worried about the photo, because that takes
it's not
you
a
out
photo
of it.
shoot. It's your wedding day.
Yeah.
So
it's an event and just like you being with your people. So let's start with the morning. Yeah.
I think prepping your people, whether it's a guy with his boys or the girls, and the girls are there with the mom or whatever, I think telling everyone ahead of time kind of what the expectation is. Like, hey, Sophia and Lisa are coming. We really want candid photos, so just don't worry about what they're up to. If they want something, they'll tell you. Yeah. Because we always get that one person who in every photo, everyone's laughing and not really paying attention to us, having a great time. And there's one person
staring at us
directly in the camera smiling.
That is so true.
Yeah, like we don't want that.
Like, oh my gosh, don't do that.
When in doubt, don't look at us.
Yeah, exactly. Pretend like we're not there. Yeah. And just be enjoying your time with each other.
I think doing an action too always makes it more candid, right?
100%.
So on the morning of, some examples are, popping a bottle of champagne, having mimosas, having a pillow fight, dancing to your favorite song, whatever you want to do that, and you'll be candid.
And that's how we kind of there is a step that we take as photographers to kind of encourage candid moments as well, right? Like, so putting on the music and be like, oh my gosh, pick your favorite song and go ahead and just jive out with your girls, right? But sometimes taking a step back and letting those things happen, because they've happened naturally too. Sometimes they're like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite song. And they get up and whatever, right?
And I think we've all done it where you think a moment is over, or you go to ask something and you interrupt the flow of something that could have been really beautiful and candid, and then it's gone. Yeah. You can't be like, oh, go do that again. Like, it's over.
Yeah. I have found that as doing video, I always like to record longer, because it is there's things that happen after that are genuine and that are really.
And after doing it for so long too, we can kind of predict when a moment is going to happen. And I think that's part of honing your skill as a photographer and having that experience, is you can kind of just sit back and be ready, because someone's about to cry, someone's going to hug, whatever, there's going to be a beautiful moment, and just sit back and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, totally.
I shot a wedding the other week, and the groom and his dad were having a really beautiful moment. They were both crying right after the ceremony. It was honestly so touching and so special. And the officiant walks in and is like, oh my God, you guys are married.
Oh my gosh.
Totally interrupted what could have been, and what was, it wasn't just for the photos. It was a really touching moment. And this officiant just ruined everything. So I think just knowing as a vendor and as a photographer when to step back, let people have their time, and something beautiful will happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well said. And then knowing as well when to give direction, because some
Mhm.
people do need it, right? They're
Mhm.
standing there feeling awkward, and it's like, okay, well, what's the one thing that we constantly have couples do?
Walk.
Yeah. Walking is the
Yeah.
best thing, honestly. You
Yeah.
get movement. They're interacting with each other. They're looking at each other. They're getting to like,
Mhm.
you know.
We always want movement.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, walking. In an engagement session, you're
yeah.
going to be getting those steps in because I'm going to be like, walk to me, walk back, walk back to me again, move apart, come together.
Yeah, totally.
And those are my favorite photos.
Yeah, same.
Mhm.
And it is those in between moments. So say you are directing, you're telling someone an action to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, you told them the action, but you're letting it play out how it's meant to, right? And I think the worst thing that you can do in like smaller sessions is like have a real like photo that you're trying to replicate is the worst thing, because yeah, that's the general idea maybe, but like your couple fits different. Their height's different. Their size is different. The scenario is different. So just like having that like idea to like, oh, hold hands and run and like just whatever, cool. But they're going to do it differently than the photo. So being open to like them making it unique and their own, right?
And that's why we tell couples, please do not send us pictures from Pinterest that you want us to recreate. You can send some inspiration of like, oh, I love the mood of this.
Yes.
This is cool how they're standing on this hill or whatever, but we're not going to recreate a picture from Pinterest because it's not genuine and it's not you.
Yeah. Biggest thing that's going to kill a candid moment is a list of photos that we have to constantly go back to.
I won't do it anymore.
No, we don't take lists. So we love to know if there's anything unique, like maybe an engraving or a very sentimental old hand-me-down or something that's
or
been
something
passed
special
on.
that you really want some photos with.
Yeah, we love to know those things because then we can include them. But sending us like a certain dress picture and stuff, like certain things just can't happen.
No.
And they pull us away.
Yeah, we want to be free to kind of just follow what's happening throughout the day too, not with this list that we're like pulling out, being like, did we get this? Did we get that?
Not only candidness, but creativity comes from being in new situations. So having a wedding day that is just flowing, you kind of like see light and you're like, oh, let's go over there, right? And like it just like comes to you at that time. So but that being said, so like when you're working indoors and stuff, that for me, I think for you too, I will guide them just to be doing what they're doing, but in a better spot.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, we have really nice window light if you want to put on your earrings over here, because who wants the dingy, dark, and then like a TV behind you? No one wants that, right? So there's points of direction throughout the day too.
Yeah, I would say the flip side or the like next phase of Candid is documentary. And that's where people don't interfere at all. They just stand back and let it happen. And that people do that beautifully.
Oh yeah.
There's some really cool documentary style stuff, but you have to think every room is not beautiful.
Right.
Every wall is not perfect. There could be a field with amazing light and your couple's doing something candid over in the shadows, but like it'd be so much better if they were.
Right.
Yeah. So there's different levels of how to set that up.
And there's like, I feel like it takes a certain type of photographer to be able to do documentary because they have to be able to work in any situation and but they are also just letting it happen, right? And
a lot of those are in black and white.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It gives the mood. It's like, so let's work through, let's maybe say, after the morning, you're kind of working with bridal party. I find that like a lot more people are asking for candid bridal parties stuff. So how would you, what are some suggestions?
Deep sigh. Honestly, that's hard. Getting a group of people to look good but be candid is tough. I do struggle with bridal parties sometimes because not everyone's on the same page. Half of them are drunk, half of them are posing, half of them are whatever.
Yeah, stiff. Half of them are goofing around.
I think giving them an activity.
Exactly.
I don't know. An example is like the tunnel where they all stand like together, make a tunnel, and the bride and groom run through it. Things like that. I mean, technically it's not candid because you set it up,
right?
But you're giving them something to do and then allowing them to make it their own, and have genuine reactions. But to just tell a group of people, okay, be candid.
Yeah, it's like
not going to work out.
They need some type of direction there, for sure.
Yeah.
Lots of walking. Yeah. Lots of like, you know, back and forth. Maybe you go to a brewery. Maybe you go have a beer. Maybe
I love that.
Like, if you're really wanting those candid, less staged, like if you don't want to go up in a line, don't worry. But maybe go grab a beer or go grab a bite somewhere.
Yeah, any kind of activity always makes it more candid because then we don't have to direct it at all. Exactly. You can just do what you're doing.
Yeah. And then working with couples.
My goal, or what I always say to clients, is like, if I ask you to do something and it feels uncomfortable, then you're going to look uncomfortable in the photo and you're not going to like the photo. So part of what I try to do and why I do engagement sessions with all my couples is so that I can meet them, get to know their vibe, and see how they interact with each other. Some people are really laughy and giggly and kind of like playing. Some people are more like stoic and don't really want to be like touching each other's face, whatever. Then I can kind of just feed off that and do what I think is going to feel good for them. Because I don't ever want anyone to feel awkward or uncomfortable.
100%. And you're so good at that. Like just reading them and their energy. And
you can definitely tell when people aren't into something.
Exactly.
And then it like we said, it's not a photo shoot, it's their wedding day. So if they're having a terrible time taking these photos that don't feel like them, then they're not going to have those like happy memories of their wedding day.
Totally. And this is kind of something I've noticed that we're different. It's like I go a little crazy. And whereas like after being married and getting my wedding photos back, I'm realizing, you know, you really like, it is about the moments that are happening. It's always nice to get a couple really awesome photos of the two of you, but that's not what the day is about. And you're able to just get the most amazing photos within such a short amount of time. And then they get to go enjoy their cocktail hour. Whereas I'm a little like,
we are going to use every second of that hour.
I'm like, we're using it.
Yours are so
capacity,
beautiful, and I feel like your clients appreciate you taking that extra time. I think for me, I could tell when I've lost them.
Yeah.
And I know when to cut it. And often we finish early and they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, we're good. Why don't you go have a drink? Like, I don't know. We're shooting 100 photos a second. So we can honestly get a lot done in a little amount of time.
This is very true. Certain couples do just get to a point where they're like, okay, I'm over this.
I had a couple this year that was like, we don't want any pose photos. Yeah. We're just going to do the day.
Wow.
I mean, I still made them do a couple, but maybe for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like not long.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like we always need that one photo of you guys looking at the camera. We call it the fridge shot or whatever. The parents print it off. They put it on the
card photo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But other than that, like maybe if you're wanting more of a documentary candid vibe for your, we call them formal photos, but it's just the two of you, then maybe there is an activity that you're doing, or maybe, you know, it being like, I think the miscommunication here is that there's a lack of information and guidance from photographers prior to, right? So like, this is why this podcast exists as well, right? So that you guys can be listening and be like, okay, if I really want candid photos, that's what I'm going to have to do is just enjoy your day and not be worried. But like, and if you're wanting kind of those cute, cuddly ones with your partner, get cuddled up. And
you have to be cute and cuddly. We can't pull something out of thin air.
No. So like, if you're like, oh, I really want these romantic photos, and you're not being romantic, like that's tough, right? So
Yeah.
think about what you're wanting, think about who you are,
Mhm.
and then on the day, you know, squeeze his butt, grab his butt, or like pull him in and like,
whoa, but
I really love a butt squeeze.
I think so.
But just being mindful, and I think you can touch on families a
Yeah.
lot because
Yeah.
you do a lot of that.
Yeah.
And the more candid and more relaxed they are, the better.
Yeah. Family, I do a ton of family photos, not like wedding family photos, but family photo sessions. And I thrive off those candid moments. I will always take one where everyone's smiling and whatever, but I try to communicate ahead of time. Like, I don't want you and your kids to just be looking at me and smiling. I don't want even your kids to really be thinking about me. I want you to be interacting with them, having some genuine moments, because those are the things you're going to cherish when they're older, is them holding your hand or whispering in your ear, you tickling them or whatever. And usually the moms know they've found me, and that's what's appealed to me.
Yes.
But there's always the dad. And I would say in like more than half of those sessions, there's a dad just
staring,
smiling at the camera or being, okay, say cheese. I'm like, no, don't say cheese. No, whoever invented that, don't. But don't look at me. Don't
exactly.
even pay attention to me. But yeah, I think just letting moments unfold is,
again, going back to activities. So like, you get the one photo, but it's like the playing with the trucks and stuff. Let that happen. I love those. Like, and like, or maybe you go get ice cream, or maybe you you just do something.
Yeah.
Exactly. With the kids.
Then just let them be. Like, there's, for the most part, parents are doing it, but sometimes in half the photos, the mom's straightening their shirt or trying to get them to look at the camera or whatever. And then it ruins the photo.
Exactly.
I'm like, they're cute no matter what they're doing.
Just stay smiling,
just
stay
chill.
enjoying yourself. And like some of my favorite ones is with the kid running around. And it's just such a cute moment, right?
Yeah.
They're like they're in the photo, but they're doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're showing their little personality, which is what you want to look back on one day.
Exactly.
And I think it's the same for wedding couples. If they're stressy and worried and telling, okay, look at Sophia, everyone, like, it ruins the moment.
It does.
Well, if we want you to look at us, we'll tell you.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. What would you say, how do you find a candid photographer?
Definitely looking through like full galleries, because anyone can be laughing in photo, but you don't know, did she say, okay, laugh, or were they genuinely laughing? You don't know. So kind of looking through their galleries and seeing, what do they look posed, or is it just the same shots of couples standing in this, like, on top of a mountain in every gallery or whatever. You want to look for those ones of people genuinely laughing, crying, having emotion. Yeah. I think just reading through their bio too. Most people will tell you. And it is a tough one because you can see movement, you can see those things, but a lot of them might be more posed, right? So like when you're in a consult with someone, talking to them, just asking, what does that look like? Like, how do you direct us? Like what? And then some people will literally say, I don't give direction whatsoever. That's up to you guys, what your connection is. And that's kind of awesome. And so I tell my couples straight up that I'm a little bit of both. Like, I do give direction when needed, and I also let things play out. So like I definitely am way more directive than most candid photographers, but I come from the video, right? So like I'm needing those movements and stuff, but like when I am shooting video with another photographer, I don't say it. I don't say anything. I'm very documentary. So it depends, but you need movement. You don't want, I'm sorry, but a video of just two people standing there doing nothing. Like, and so I let the photographer take the lead, but like, if they are just like very much more opposed photographer, I'll have to step in and be like, okay, let's run. Let's just like grab your dress and take off. Like, I'm just going to chase you, or like, like swing her around, grab her, like whatever, right? Whatever
and
gets you moving.
Yeah.
I usually tell people in our consultation, like, I'm never going to make you do anything that feels uncomfortable. I'm going to put you in the good light and then kind of just let you talk about what you had for breakfast or whatever. Because that's also, most couples haven't seen each other all day.
Okay, we need to talk about first looks because that is the time when you get to do that. And those are the most beautiful moments when you get to catch up. But too often they see each other and there's nothing said. And they're like, they look at us and they say, okay, what's next? So.
Yeah. I wrote a blog post years ago, but I still reference it, or clients will like bring it up that they've read it. And it's like about this, how to get candid photos. And one of the points is like, be fucking candid. If you want candid photos, but you're just glaring or standing there awkwardly smiling at us the whole time, you're not being candid. So how can we deliver that? So you have to like give us a little bit too. Just talk to each other. You can just hold hands or whisper in each other's ear or whatever.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, some couples are more giggly or some more stoic and whatnot, and that's okay. But like, just let your personality kind of shine through. One other main thing for getting candid photos is timeline. Yeah. Like having a more relaxed timeline will offer you space to get those. You're not rushing around. You're not worried about where to be next. Joining your cocktail hour.
I think also hiring a wedding planner. Yeah. Because 100%. You're not going to be stressed about, is the room ready? Did they put out the champagne? Whatever. No, you can just be with your partner, laughing, running through a field, walking towards us.
Mingling with your guests. Saying hi to people. That's
a huge one for me. I help couples plan their timeline, and I always try to have them be at their cocktail hour. Even if they miss a little bit of it for some quick photos. I really hate when they miss their whole cocktail hour.
I love the cocktail hour.
Those are some of the most candid moments of the day.
Totally.
Everyone's hugging, laughing. They haven't talked to the couple yet, probably. I love cocktail hour.
Getting up and mingling with your guests later on in the evening too is a good one. Having games or something like. They had a musical chair game just
That's
randomly during the reception, and it was so funny and so much fun. I think you get everyone involved. It's like hecticness, and it's people are up out of their seats.
Yeah. Again, allowing us to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And I think along with that goes hiring a professional photographer that knows what they're doing, because if you're constantly like, oh, did you get that? Do you see that? Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Exactly.
Do your day.
Get someone you trust. You really the money is well spent when you get someone you trust.
And do an engagement shoot, because then you can get all those awkward. Literally every couple I talk to says, we're really awkward in photos. We're not good in front of the camera. I'm like, I know. No one is.
No one is.
I got you. I think once couples see themselves in their engagement photos too, they can kind of see oh, I was doing this really weird thing with my face the whole time, or ooh, I don't like when he's holding me like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather see that in your engagement photos, and then on the wedding you're just more conscious of that?
Exactly. I'm a huge promoter for engagement photos as well. And I think it's just a cute little date night. You get to just go have fun with your partner. Highly suggest to maybe make it into a date night, go out for dinner after or something. But I always like to chat with my couples during the engagement session too. We're walking to the next spot. So I'm just how's wedding planning going? We're getting to know each other on a deeper level. And then I can also explain to them, the wedding day is very different than this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more candid, and, we're just capturing the events and just really staying present and taking the time with each other. But at least now you guys are kind of know some of the things that I like to do or say, and you can.
They're just so much more comfortable.
They are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you include engagement sessions with your wedding packages?
I have a couple that include it, but it's always an add-on. if they want it, it's available for them. What about you?
Yeah, all my wedding packages
All of
have
them.
it. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I used to have that.
I feel
but-
like for me, I work better having known them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like to show up, and I've never seen them in person before is always
It's-
kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like this was really helpful, and I
Yeah.
hope it was helpful to the people listening. Like, the best thing that you can do is just make a relaxed day,
Mm-hmm.
be in the moment, be present, and having
Have fun.
an amazing, have fun, literally have fun.
Smile.
Yeah, enjoy your day. That's
Yeah.
the best thing that you can do.
Yeah.
And
If you
also
want photos
hire-
of you laughing and smiling, you gotta
laugh
having
and
fun
smile.
and smile.
Yeah. And hiring someone you trust. And
Yeah,
that
I have a
you-
couple suggestions.
Oh yeah, who would you suggest they hire?
Us.
Yeah.
Sophia does
I do
video, and I do photo, so you can have the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And you know your team's going to be working so well together.
Mm-hmm. You know, actually, one part of the day that we get some of really good reactions is
Yeah.
the speeches. And we
Mhm.
actually just came out with an
Oh, yeah.
episode on crazy
Yeah.
speeches. So if you haven't heard that yet,
Oh, yeah.
you need to go give it a listen because it is
Right now.
insane.
I actually, that's one of the parts of the day I love photographing
Mhm.
speeches because
It
someone's
gets-
crying.
Yeah. Someone's laughing. Someone's face is
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah. It's
You know?
when two of the guests have already seen us for a few hours.
Mhm.
There's nothing worse than you're trying to take candid photos of guests and they look at you and smile or make an awkward
Yeah.
face. So by that point, they're used to us creeping around. So they're
Yeah.
kind of just feeling what they feel, and
Yeah,
we can snap
exactly.
those candid photos.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome.
Hire us
Yeah. Hi,
and go be candid.
Yeah. Just be fucking candid. Honestly, we should include your blog post in the show notes. So if you're interested in checking that out.
Blogging's still cool, guys.
Okay, well, cheers to another one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We'd love to talk to you about jpegmini. jpegmini is a powerful image and video optimization tool designed to help you save storage space and reduce costs without sacrificing image quality. Whether you're a photographer, designer, or content creator, jpegmini ensures your images remain stunning while being efficiently compressed. Cut storage and costs, automatically reduce image and 4K video file sizes by up to 80% to save space and lower costs. Maintain high quality, share, print, and save images that look exactly like the originals with no quality loss. Quick and easy, drag and drop images for fast, efficient batch processing with our user-friendly app. Boost productivity, spend less time managing large files with seamless integration into Photoshop, Lightroom, and Capture One via jpegmini Suite. Visit www.jpegmini.com and use our code NFFPOD20 for 20% off your purchase for the first 50 listeners. Thank you so much for listening and following along. It would mean the world to us if you could subscribe and leave a rating and a review. 5 stars only.
We come out with new episodes every second Thursday. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at the NFF Podcast and on YouTube at No Fucking Filter Podcast.
We would love to hear from you if you have any episode ideas or any crazy stories to tell.
We are always accepting new sponsorships, or if you'd like to be featured on the podcast, feel free to reach out. Bye.
Bye.